Hey everybody, welcome back to Women Carry Knives. What are we looking at today? Well, today we are looking at the Kizer Cormorant. This is a fun knife. It's a button lock. It is ugly. Okay, the blade is ugly. It really is. I personally, I think so. But it's useful, and that's what is weird to me. I don't know why that's weird. It's just, you know, that's just how things go. Okay, now we're going to start off by saying this is a button lock. So your fidget factor is through the roof. It's also a flipper. You can use the flipper on the back, which does have jimping. Or if you are skilled enough, you can flip it from the front, which we are not going to try. I can roll it, but I apologize. I have arthritis in my thumb, so I absolutely cannot do this one. It is too big, and I've been playing with too many knives this weekend, and my thumb is killing me. But we do have a button lock. Absolutely fabulous. What are you going to get with this? You have a 3V blade steel sheep's footy blade. This is actually a hollow grind. Now, I don't know if that's something you guys can see on the camera, if you can catch that, if I can get the lighting just right. It's got a great hollow grind on it, and then it does have that beautiful satin finish. This is another Kizer in the series of the ones that were sent in to us for review, and this is another one. As ugly as it is, I'm loving it. So I think I've come to the decision that, or the conclusion, that just because it's ugly doesn't mean it doesn't work, right? It's just so, this thing would take your finger off. If you're not paying attention and you drop it wrong, it will take your finger off. It is sharp beyond sharp. It is so, yeah. So as I said, with the other two that we had in, you know, he has said that all his knives are users. Feel free to use it. So again, I did the same things with this one. I wanted to see, you know, how well does it open packages? Does it cut through cardboard? Maybe some twigs? And handled it all. And again, it's another one. Now, all three of the, well, the first two knives that I had that you will see reviewed were N690. This one is 3V. And the blade steel is held up just as fine for that too. So that's great. Now, your handles on this one, you're going to be getting a brown micarta. You have these little X designs milled out in here, both sides. And then you do have some little designs down here. Do they do anything? To me, I'm going to say no, not really. It's more of just for looks, because it does not help me in any way. So you do have a nice area here for a recessed clip. So if you see there, your clip is going to be recessed. Your screws are kind of recessed, but not really, but they do sit down in there. If you noticed, I did show you the show side and I did show you the lock side, and both sides, they have the recessed clipped area. So again, this is for my lefties. We're showing you some lefty love. Now, on the back of your spine, you are going to have the jimping, which is going to allow you to really choke up. You don't have any kind of a choil area, but you still can get choked up on this one. And that's really nice. It is definitely a smaller size knife. We're going to call it a medium. As you can see, it doesn't even quite get to the palm of my hand. Yeah, you know, it's not quite at the end, but yet it's very, very comfortable. Now, you do have a true deep carry clip on this one. Is it a true deep carry? Well, let's pull out the envelope here. It really is. You know, you have under a 1/4 inch, you have about 1/8 of an inch sticking out of your pocket. So not much at all. Now, your liners do have some little mill holes in there. Not a whole lot. Smaller than what I'm actually used to seeing, which is different. But it's still going to allow you to get a little more weight off of this one. Now, it is very light for the size, and I do like that. The button lock, as I said, is really fun. You have so many different ways to deploy this one, and that's absolutely awesome. You know, if you're driving down the street, you want to flick it in your car, you don't even have to flick it. You can simply just, you know, use your wrist and use the button lock on this one. You can flip it from the back, from the flipper tab on the back, or, as you saw, you can Spidey flick this one, which now it's not letting me. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. I don't know what that was. Let's take some measurements on this bad boy. So we are looking at a 3-inch blade with, well, about a 3 1/4 inch blade with a 3-inch cutting edge. Your handle length is going to be a tad over 4 inches. So not quite 3 1/4, just under that, which is going to give you a nice overall length of just over 7 1/4 inches. I like it. That is a good size. Now, as I said, you do have some milling there on your liners, which I don't know whether you're going to be able to catch that in the light or not. And I cannot actually see my camera because I have it too high for me right now. So, actually, Therapeutic Edge was shooting some videos too, so I think it's set to his height. But that's okay. Gives you guys the full view. I just can't see what I'm looking at. So we're winging it. That's going to give you a 3-ounce weight. That is nice and light. I do love that. The micarta on this is very smooth, yet it's grippy enough. Maybe the X's do kind of play a bit of a factor in it, but not much, because I tend to use the jimping as more of my my grip point there, for lack of better wording. As you can see, as you all know, I've talked about, I have 3 inches across, 4 inches diagonally. So this is a really good size for me. It sits in my hand. I mean, it just kind of melts in my hand. It's really comfortable. Let's do a little size comparison here. Let's take a look at it next to the Bug Out. As you can see, I consider the Bug Out to be a medium-sized knife. So we're going to actually keep this one to be a medium also, because it's right in that same size range. Maybe just a tad smaller. But I still don't want to call it small, because I consider my small knives to be things like, you know, I don't know, like my Launch 10 is really small. My Fire Ant's really small. Those are really small, though. Those would be considered more mini. I don't know where I'm going with this. All right, let's take a look at it next to the Rat 2. So as you can see there, the Rat 2 is what I also consider a medium-sized knife. So we are keeping it in the same size range. Now let's take a look at it next to a larger knife. Let's look at it next to the Rat 1. Ta-da! Small knife. Compared to the Rat, it's a small knife, but again, I would still consider it a small to medium, and that's more for maybe my size hands. Like a Therapeutic Edge may consider it to be just small. But then when you have giant monkey hands like him,
hey,
I said giant monkey hands, would you consider this to be a small knife?
it's small medium.
So see, so he considers it medium, but he's going to consider it more on the small side than he is medium, whereas I would consider it small but more on the medium size. And he's going to come over here.
Matt?
Yes, touch it, touch it.
I mean, I can't quite get... this handle design doesn't really work for me because it forces me back. But,
yeah.
Yeah, it's... I mean, I can get all 4 fingers on it, right?
Okay.
So it's a decent sized knife.
Okay.
It's an interesting looking knife, to be sure.
It's ugly.
Yeah, okay.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is ugly. But it is very practical and very useful. So when you're cutting with this, I love the angle of it. I love the upsweep of it, because it does really allow you to come up on your cuts. It's very stabby, so you are able to really stab into things, which is really nice. Because when I was handing a Therapeutic Edge his salami the other night, I cut the salami and then I just stabbed it and handed it to him. And it worked really well. So, and as far as like your woodworking, when you're coming down, you can kind of... I don't know how you want to call it, but you can kind of, you know, swing at it. I don't even know what you'd want to call it, that angle. But again, it has been absolutely fun to have this one. It's been fabulous. I've heard of this one. I've seen it before, but I've never had it in hand. So all the ones that he actually sent us, with the exception of one, I believe, I have not had in hand. So that has been really wonderful, to be able to get it and feel it and see what it's like, and to say, hey, you know, that would be something that I might actually grab. I might grab one of these. I really do like it that much. So, and button locks are always fun to me, because they're just so fidgety. You know, I'm trying to stay on camera and do this, so. They're just so fidgety in so many ways. And when you have one that's a button lock and a flipper, and it's got the, you know, where you can flip or tab. So it's kind of an all around. You've got 3 ways of deployment, as I said, and that is just wonderful too. All right, you guys, this has been a look at the Kizer Cormorant. Thank you again to my friend for letting us borrow this. and giving me a chance to really take a look at it and see what I think. I really do love it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button on the way out. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you here all the time. As always, feel free to leave me a comment down in the comment section. You know, I love talking to you. And thank you so much for joining me. Until next time.